I'm Steve Wheeler. I am an Associate Professor of Learning Technologies at Plymouth University in the southwest of England. And I'm responsible for training teachers, but my field of expertise is learning technology. So how to embed that, how to incorporate it into the learning experience across all the fields. The thing about incorporating learning technologies is that you're doing something which is new. You're doing something which is incorporating new technologies into an old conservative environment, and that's really problematic because people will resist it, they will fear it, they will wonder what the utility and the response will be of it. There's a whole range of responses that people will approach it with, and I think the interesting one is when people try to use it without thinking. They'll just incorporate it and think, oh yeah, I'll throw some technology into the classroom and I hope it works. And of course often it doesn't, because there's an incongruity between what you expect and what actually happens. So technology being just thrown into something without changing the way we teach or the way we instruct is a big mistake. You have to think about the new pedagogies. And one of the new pedagogies or approaches to learning which I've started playing with is the idea that learners can produce content and produce knowledge. That they don't just receive it and consume it, but they produce it as well. So they're prosumers, if you like. And the beauty of that is that there are so many tools out there now, social media tools like blogging and wikis and podcasts and social media channels such as social networks, where people can share their content with each other, content that they've made, which is a product of their learning. So for my students, for instance, what I ask them to do is I ask them to tweet regularly and to blog regularly. And when they write a blog post, there's several processes that go on. I've been analysing this, and the first process is that they have their abstract thoughts, which are rather nebulous and don't mean much, but they have thoughts which they're trying to articulate, and so they'll put them down onto a blog. And then those thoughts start to become more concrete, they crystallize. And eventually they edit it and they add more content to it, maybe a picture, maybe a hyperlink, maybe a video. They learn to do all these things very quickly. And before they realize it, they've got themselves a representation of what they think or maybe what they've learnt, which is new to them. Might not be new to me or to you, but it's new to them, and they feel quite proud of it then. The next step is to decide whether they want to press the button or not to post that and publish it. The minute they publish it, they have an audience. I make sure of that because I will amplify it through my social media channels, and then they'll get people coming in to read their content. And some of those people might actually make a comment, and that comment may be something which they can learn from. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a comment about, yes, this is good. But sometimes it's a comment like, have you thought about, or I don't think I quite agree with you there, or maybe you missed this. And those in themselves are learning. It's a cyclical process that goes on. And what happens is that sharing of the content is them producing new knowledge and sharing that knowledge to a wider audience and getting feedback. It becomes a very, very discursive process, and that's quite exciting.